Capricorn, stop for a second. If this message found you tonight, it's not because of an algorithm. It's because time decided you were finally ready to hear it. There is an old truth most people forget. Every Capricorn is born under the hand of Saturn, the father of time. That means your life has never been random. It's been scheduled, carved through lessons, delays, and quiet victories that no one applauds but that the universe records in silence. You see, while others chase luck, you chase structure. While others rush toward light, you build the foundations that keep it from collapsing. And that's why this message was sent to you, not to anyone else. Because lately, something around you has been shifting. Have you felt it? That strange weight in the air at night, as if someone is standing quietly in the corner of your room, not to scare you, but to witness you. The way certain memories keep returning. The way a number keeps showing up, 1234, 1111, maybe even your father's birthday, as if time itself was whispering your name. Those are not coincidences, Capricorn. They are timestamps from the unseen, soft reminders that the same energy that once guided your father, or the father you wished you had, is now guiding you. And before we go any further, I want you to pause, breathe slowly, and let your body settle. Because the next words aren't here to impress you. They're here to remember you. If this message already stirs something inside your chest, comment right now. I'm listening. Not to obey, not to agree, but to signal to Saturn himself that you are awake. You've carried too much in silence, haven't you? You've been strong for people who never even noticed. You've smiled when exhaustion was bleeding through your bones. But listen closely, the Father of Time sees you. The lessons that broke others made you precise. The loneliness that should have crushed you built your patience. This channel, Zodiac Secrets Revealed, exists to decode the patterns the world calls coincidence. To show how astrology, discipline, and divine timing weave together in a way only Capricorn can truly understand. And tonight, we open the message that was written for you long before you were born, the message chosen by the Father who still watches. Because what's coming next isn't a prediction. It's a translation, from energy into meaning, from silence into structure. Now, listen carefully. In the first chapter, we'll uncover the real nature of those signs you keep seeing. The whispers, the numbers, the dreams, and how, for Capricorn, they aren't superstition at all. They're Saturn's language. And once you learn to read them, your whole timeline will begin to make sense. If you've been seeing patterns that logic can't explain, stay right here. In Part 1, the Saturn timing knock will decode the signs that have been following you, and how time itself has been trying to speak your name. Part 1, the Saturn timing knock. Capricorn. Do you ever notice how silence feels different for you than for anyone else? For most people, silence is emptiness. But for you, silence has a pulse, a rhythm that only your soul can hear. That rhythm is Saturn knocking. You were born under a ruler who doesn't rush. Saturn is the father of time, the slow architect of destiny. Every delay, every pause, every door that stayed closed wasn't rejection. It was precision. You see, Saturn doesn't waste energy, he designs it. When you were younger, you might have mistaken delays for punishment. But now, if you listen carefully, you can feel how those pauses were calibrations. Moments meant to place you exactly where your legacy could take root. The father energy that watches over you, whether it's your earthly father or the higher masculine spirit that guides all Capricorns, speaks through timing. Not through thunder. Through patterns. 1. Signs are schedules. People call them signs. 1111, feathers on your path, that one song that plays when you're doubting yourself. But Capricorn, for you, those aren't random comforts. They're reminders of alignment, timestamps showing you where discipline meets destiny. Think about it. When you see 1111 after weeks of overworking, it's not the universe telling you to wish. It's Saturn saying, pause. Realign. You're off schedule. When a familiar melody drifts in just as you're questioning a decision, it's not nostalgia, it's your higher self reminding you of a past version that once knew what truly mattered. Your ruler, Saturn, rules time, bones, and structure. It's why your body reacts to timing more than to emotion. You get headaches when you push deadlines too far. Your joints ache when you stay stuck in situations that no longer have integrity. Your body becomes a clock, Capricorn, one that ticks with purpose. So the next time a coincidence happens, don't just feel it, record it. Capricorn wisdom says, anything repeated deserves measurement. If a number, a song, a name keeps returning, write it down. Track the dates, the context, the mood you were in. After 3 or 4 appearances, a pattern will emerge, and within that pattern, Saturn will leave you a message. 2. Story. The Clockmaker's Daughter. Let me tell you about someone I once interviewed, a woman named Meredith, a Capricorn born under the January sky of 1985. Her father was a clockmaker in Vermont. She grew up surrounded by gears, pendulums, and the endless sound of ticking time. When he passed away, she couldn't bear to wind his favorite clock again. It stayed frozen at 3:17 for years. But last winter, after months of exhaustion and doubt, she walked into that quiet room, looked at the clock, and for some reason, touched it. The moment she wound it, it began ticking again. The same week, her life shifted, a job opportunity reopened that she'd lost months earlier, at exactly 3:17 p.m. Coincidence? Maybe to others. But Meredith said something that struck me. My father used to tell me that every clock holds a secret, it only runs when its keeper is ready. That's Saturn, Capricorn. The moment you decide to move again, time moves with you. 3. Lesson. The language of delays. Here's what most people misunderstand. Delays are not dead ends. They are divine filters. Saturn withholds to reveal what's real. If something you wanted didn't arrive when you begged for it, that wasn't cruelty. That was Saturn protecting your architecture. He builds you like a cathedral, and cathedrals take decades. Remember, Capricorn, your sign doesn't receive blessings fast. It receives them finished. Every other zodiac sign might get lucky, but you get lasting. That's why your miracles arrive disguised as maintenance work. It's not luck, it's logistics from heaven. So the next time life pauses, ask not, why me? Ask, what's being measured here? Because somewhere in the delay, a stronger version of you is being constructed. 4. Practice. The 2-minute timing scan. Let's make this practical, because Capricorn wisdom must walk, not just dream. Every night for the next 7 days, before you sleep, set a timer for 2 minutes. During those 120 seconds, ask yourself 3 questions. 1. Where did I force time today? 2. Where did time force me to stop? 3. What moment felt heavier than logic could explain? Write the answers, even brief notes. After a week, review them. You'll see a map of divine timing drawn in your own handwriting. That's how Capricorn turns mysticism into measurement. Because while others wait for signs, you keep minutes. 5. Story. The Lighthouse Engineer. There's another story I love about an engineer named Thomas from Maine, also a Capricorn. He designed lighthouses for ships along the East Coast. Once, a storm destroyed one of his early towers before it was finished. He was devastated. But instead of quitting, he studied the failure for months. He discovered that if he shifted the angle of the base by 3 degrees, it could withstand waves twice as strong. Years later, when another hurricane hit, his rebuilt lighthouse was the only one still standing. Thomas told me something unforgettable. The ocean didn't hate my work. It was teaching me the rhythm of its breath. That's how Saturn trains you, Capricorn. Through collapse and rebuild, until your design can face eternity. So when things fall apart, don't curse the storm. Measure the base. Because your foundation, once corrected, will outlast every tide. 6. Philosophy. Time is not against you. Let's dismantle one last illusion, that time works against you. Capricorn, you are the child of time itself. You don't run out of time, you become time when you align with integrity. Every goal you reach late isn't late at all. It's arriving at the exact temperature Saturn needs to set it in stone. And when you understand that, anxiety dissolves. You begin to see how even heartbreak follows a schedule designed to teach endurance. Saturn's love is tough, but it's loyal. He'll strip away shortcuts, deny distractions, and leave you in quiet rooms until your focus sharpens like a blade. And then, when you least expect it, he rewards you with something unshakable, mastery. That's the real inheritance of the Capricorn soul, not luck, but longevity. 7. Reflection moment. If this resonates with you, Capricorn, if you've ever looked back and realized that your delays protected you, then this message has already begun working. Pause for a second. Close your eyes. Think of one door that didn't open when you begged it to. Now whisper, "Thank you for timing me, not denying me." That's how you align with the Father of Time, with gratitude instead of resistance. Comment if this makes sense to you. What's one thing you now realize wasn't rejection, but divine timing? Your words might help another Capricorn who's still standing in front of a closed door tonight. You've learned to read Saturn's clock. But clocks don't just tell time, they teach patience. And patience, Capricorn, is the bridge between the father wound and the self-father. In the next part, we'll explore how your relationship with authority, especially with your father or mentors, became the blueprint for your inner discipline. Because sometimes, when the father disappears, Saturn appears. And through that absence, Capricorn learns the highest mastery of all, how to become your own source of protection. Part 2, The Father Wound, the Self-Father. Capricorn. Let's talk about the wound that doesn't bleed but shapes everything, the father wound. It's that silence you carry inside you when someone should have been there and wasn't. It's the moment you realized that being responsible was not a choice, it was survival. It's why you learned to plan when others played. Why you built walls while others built dreams. You grew up too soon. And that, Capricorn, is both your pain and your power. 1. The origin of the wound. Astrologically, Saturn, your ruling planet, represents authority, discipline, and boundaries. So when the father figure is missing, harsh, or inconsistent, Capricorns internalize that imbalance as a lifelong mission. If I can't trust the guide, I'll become the guide. That's the origin of your calmness under chaos, your ability to work while your heart breaks, your way of never asking for help. You became your own protector. But there's a cost. Self-reliance became isolation. And isolation, over time, became armor that even love can't always get through. Saturn, the great teacher, doesn't fix wounds by healing them softly. He makes you face them until you become what you lacked. He turns the absence of the father into the birth of the self-father. The same energy that once hurt you becomes the blueprint of your self-mastery. 2. Story, the mountain architect. Let me share a story from Colorado about a Capricorn named Daniel. He grew up with a father who was always working. He admired the man, but he never felt seen by him. When Daniel turned 18, his father passed away unexpectedly, leaving behind half-built projects and mountains of plans. Years later, Daniel became an architect. His designs were bold but disciplined, all glass and stone, solid but transparent. During an interview, someone asked him what inspired his style. He said, quietly, "My father built mountains he never climbed. So I decided to finish them for him." Every Capricorn carries a version of that story, building what their father couldn't, finishing what time left incomplete. That's what Saturn calls inheritance through responsibility. You take the blueprint, fix the cracks, and build higher. That's not trauma, that's transmutation, the sacred alchemy of the earth sign who refuses to waste pain. 3. The power of becoming your own father. To become your own father is not to reject the man who raised you. It's to upgrade the archetype. It means you stop waiting for someone to say, "I'm proud of you," and start saying it to yourself. It means you stop asking, "Am I doing enough?" and start answering, "I'm doing what's right." Capricorn maturity is this. You no longer crave approval from the world, you build systems that prove your worth through time. When Saturn matures in your chart, often around age 28 to 30, or again at 58 to 60, you stop reacting and start leading. You stop being the child of time and become its collaborator. That's why people call Capricorns old souls, not because you're ancient, but because you remember structure the way others remember songs. 4. Story, Michelle and the Mirror. Let me tell you about Michelle, a Capricorn woman from Chicago, born on January 17th. She used to resent her father's strictness, his rules, his silence, his constant talk about responsibility. She said he never praised her, he only reminded her to stay grounded. When he passed away, she found his old notebook. Inside, he'd written, "Teach her discipline, not dependency." She will hate me for it now, but it will save her later. Years later, that same Michelle stood on the stage of the White House, yes, Michelle Obama, and said these words. We learn that no one is going to build the world we want except us. That's the Capricorn code. Even the wounds of love become wisdom. Even the silence of a father becomes a language of strength. 5. Lesson: the 3 stages of Capricorn healing. Capricorn doesn't heal in one season. It unfolds in 3 Saturn stages. 1. The apprentice stage, duty without voice. You obey rules you didn't create. You measure yourself by external standards. You carry the name, the guilt, the expectation. 2. The rebel stage, breaking the old blueprint. You realize that following the script will only replicate your father's mistakes. You begin to define success differently, not by approval, but by authenticity. 3. The architect stage, building the new legacy. You become what you once needed, the provider of stability, the teacher of patience, the example of integrity. This is when Saturn looks at you and whispers, "Now you understand me." Each Capricorn moves through these stages in cycles. You might revisit them multiple times in one life, every time Saturn returns, every time you rebuild yourself after a loss. 6. Practice: the boundary script. Capricorn healing requires action, not just reflection. So here's a practice: the boundary script. Take a sheet of paper tonight. Write 3 simple sentences. 1. I forgive the version of me that thought love required overwork. 2. I honor the part of me that still protects itself through silence. 3. I now father myself by enforcing this boundary. Underscore 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 underscore. Fill in that blank with one thing you will no longer allow. It could be overcommitment, self-doubt, or emotional guilt. Then read it out loud once every morning for the next 7 days. Why aloud? Because Capricorn energy responds to spoken structure. Words are contracts, and you, more than any other sign, understand the sacred weight of a promise. 7. Reflection: the hidden lesson in absence. You've probably wondered, why did I have to do everything alone? But solitude was Saturn's classroom. If your father was absent, that absence became the echo where your leadership grew. If your father was harsh, that harshness became the pressure that forged your patience. If your father was loving but left too soon, that loss became the reminder to finish what love began. The father wound didn't curse you, it crafted you. And now, you are the living proof that protection can be born from pain. 8. Story: the builder of bridges. There was a man named Everett from Oregon, a Capricorn born on December 23rd. He lost his father in an accident when he was only 9. He grew up withdrawn but fascinated by bridges, how they carried weight, how they held together through storms. He became a civil engineer. Years later, he designed a suspension bridge named the Lewis Crossing after his father's first name. When reporters asked him why, he said, "Because every time I build, I feel his hands steadying mine." That's the essence of this part of your journey, Capricorn. The wound doesn't vanish, it transforms. It becomes muscle memory for responsibility, compassion, and excellence. Your father's voice, whether it was kind or cruel, alive or gone, still echoes through your actions. Every Capricorn knows that the sound of absence turned into the rhythm of creation. 9. Philosophy: becoming the authority you once feared. Here's the deepest secret of Saturn's lesson. You become the authority you once feared. That means the same traits that intimidated you, discipline, control, high standards, eventually become your virtues. But here's the twist: when you own those traits consciously, they stop being cages and become tools. You learn that power isn't dominance, it's direction. And boundaries aren't walls, they're maps. That's the final evolution of the self-father, the balance between structure and grace. You lead yourself with both backbone and forgiveness. You become the kind of protector who never needs to raise his voice. 10. Reflection plus comment prompt. If these words touched something in you, if you've ever felt the tension between wanting to rest and needing to prove yourself, then your healing has already begun. Pause for a second. Put your hand over your heart. Say quietly, I release the need to earn love through labor. Because love built on exhaustion is not loyalty, it's fear. And Saturn is teaching you that loyalty without peace is no longer sacred. Comment if this makes sense to you. What boundary are you ready to enforce for your peace? Your words might free someone else tonight. You've faced the wound and met the self-father within. Now, the question becomes, how do you carry this wisdom into the world? In the next chapter, Protection as Pruning, Legacy over Applause. We'll explore how every rejection and closed door wasn't an ending but a pruning, how Saturn protects you by subtraction, and how true Capricorn power lies not in being seen, but in what remains standing after everything else falls. Part 3, Protection as Pruning, Legacy over Applause. Capricorn. When Saturn loves you, he doesn't give you more. He takes away. And that's the hardest thing for your sign to understand, because you measure love through endurance. When people stay, you feel safe. When they leave, you feel punished. But the truth is, sometimes Saturn removes what you wanted to protect what you were meant to become. 1. The hidden mercy in closed doors. You see, pruning is not cruelty, it's divine architecture. Every gardener knows that if a tree keeps all its branches, it grows wide but never tall. So Saturn trims what drains your sunlight. That's why certain friendships ended right before your breakthrough. That's why the job you begged for slipped away. That's why the person you loved most couldn't stay. Because you can't build legacy with hands still holding the past. The Father of Time doesn't destroy, he redirects. He replaces the noise with structure, the chaos with order, and the applause with purpose. And if you've been feeling lonely lately, remember this. Saturn isolates you not to punish you, but to upgrade your environment. He knows your roots need quieter soil before the next growth spurt. 2. Story. The composer who lost his audience. There was a Capricorn composer named Lionel from New Orleans. He spent 10 years building a career in jazz, performing in crowded bars every night. Then, one by one, the gigs vanished. The bar owner sold the place. His bandmates moved away. He thought he'd been forgotten. For months, he played alone in his apartment, wondering why life took his stage away. Until one evening, a neighbor knocked on his door, a young film student who'd heard his music through the walls. She asked if she could use one of his songs for a short film. That small project went viral. And a year later, Lionel wasn't playing bars anymore. He was scoring soundtracks for Netflix. He told me, "I thought I was being buried, but I was being transplanted." That's the essence of Capricorn pruning, loss that redirects you toward higher ground. 3. Lesson. Saturn's subtraction principle. Saturn's greatest blessings come wrapped in loss. Because to an earth sign like you, space itself is the rarest resource. You build, accumulate, organize, and Saturn keeps reminding you, not everything belongs in the final blueprint. His principle is simple. When people disappear, it's pruning. When projects stall, it's pruning. When plans collapse, it's pruning. He's not taking things from you, he's making space for you. That's why the most dangerous season in a Capricorn's life is not failure, but success without alignment. Because applause can blind you faster than pain. Saturn would rather break your heart than let you build the wrong empire. And he has, hasn't he? You've had moments where you lost what looked perfect, the job, the lover, the dream, only to realize months later that peace replaced it. That's not punishment. That's Saturnic mercy. 4. Story. The entrepreneur's collapse. In 2018, I interviewed a Capricorn entrepreneur named Karen from Austin. She'd built a wellness brand worth millions until one lawsuit nearly destroyed her company. She lost investors, friends, reputation. But during the chaos, something remarkable happened. She slept. For the first time in years, she wasn't chasing, fixing, managing. She simply rested. In that silence, she realized how disconnected she'd become from her original purpose. She rebuilt, smaller team, deeper mission, no excess noise. Within 2 years, her new brand wasn't just profitable, it was peaceful. Karen said, "Saturn didn't take my business. He took my addiction to proving myself." And that's the Capricorn initiation, to trade validation for vision. Because legacy isn't about applause. It's about endurance. 5. Philosophy, the myth of applause. Capricorn, you're ruled by Saturn, but your opposite sign, Cancer, rules emotion. So deep down, no matter how strong you seem, you crave to be seen, to be understood. That's why applause used to feed you. It felt like proof that love existed. But applause fades. Legacy doesn't. Applause is what the crowd gives. Legacy is what time gives back. There's a story told in Roman mythology. When Saturn was dethroned, he didn't disappear. He built a golden city underground, invisible to mortals but eternal. That's what Capricorns do. You build where others can't see. You create roots while everyone else chases flowers. So if no one's clapping right now, don't mistake it for invisibility. Silence is just Saturn's applause. It echoes in eternity, not in volume. 6. Practice, the legacy ledger. Now, let's bring this down to earth, because wisdom without practice is wasted. Take a notebook and title a page, Legacy Ledger. Divide it into 3 columns. Daily seeds, small habits that build future stability, reading 10 minutes, saving $10, stretching 5 minutes. Weekly bridges, actions that connect you to purpose, a call to mentor someone, finishing a plan you delayed. Quarterly mountains, long goals that define your architecture, launch a project, start therapy, learn investment discipline. At the bottom, write this affirmation. I don't build for today's applause. I build for tomorrow's foundation. Review it every Sunday. Because Capricorn success isn't random, it's recorded. And when you measure your effort, Saturn multiplies it. 7. Story, the architect of quiet influence. There's a Capricorn you probably know, Denzel Washington, born December 28th. People call him disciplined, serious, unshakable. He once said, "Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship." That's pure Saturn wisdom. Denzel never chased noise. He built consistency. And now, decades later, his influence isn't loud, it's structural. He's become the standard of craft, proof that longevity is louder than fame. That's your model, Capricorn. The father energy that watches over you doesn't want you popular. He wants you permanent. 8. Lesson, the sacred math of legacy. Saturn teaches that success that lasts must be compounded. It's not built overnight, it's layered, measured, tested. Here's the sacred math. Discipline plus integrity plus time equals legacy. Every time you choose patience over panic, the equation balances. Every time you keep your promise when no one's watching, another line of the structure locks in place. You are literally building an invisible empire brick by brick. And one day, when others look up and wonder how you did it, you'll know you didn't rush, you listened to time. 9. Reflection, the sound of quiet victory. Capricorn, take a deep breath. Think about the things that fell apart this year, the people who left, the opportunities that dissolved. Now ask yourself, what did their absence make room for? Maybe it was sleep. Maybe it was peace. Maybe it was clarity. Whatever it was, that's your real reward. You are not behind. You are being refined. Sometimes the universe whispers through subtraction, and only those who've learned patience hear it as love. That's you. Comment if this makes sense to you. What did you lose that secretly protected you? Your answer might give another Capricorn the courage to stop chasing what's already been removed for their own good. Transition to the final message. So here we are. You've learned to hear time's knock, to father yourself, to honor pruning as protection. The architecture is complete, but there's still one message left. In the final part, we'll open the letter Saturn wrote for your soul. A message not about what's ending, but about what's finally ready to begin. Because your father, the unseen one who's been watching you all along, is about to reveal why every closed door, every long night, and every heavy silence had to happen exactly as it did. The message, decoded for action. Capricorn, you've reached the point where every silence makes sense. Every delay, every heartbreak, every lonely night now fits into the architecture that Saturn designed long before you could see the plan. The Father who watches you, whether through blood or spirit, has never left. He's simply been waiting for you to rise into the same strength he once prayed you would have. That's why life slowed down before it opened up. Because wisdom cannot be rushed. If you listen quietly now, you can almost hear it, that steady rhythm behind your heartbeat. That's him. The energy of guidance, structure, and patience reminding you that timing is not your enemy. It's your inheritance. Everything that was taken from you was meant to lighten your climb. Everything you had to rebuild was training. And everything you lost faith in was replaced by something unshakable, yourself. You are no longer just the child of time. You are time's collaborator. You carry the discipline of generations, the endurance of Saturn's children, and the patience that turns wounds into wisdom. So tonight, as you hear these words, don't just feel them, apply them. Forgive the delay. Honor the pruning. Protect your peace like sacred ground. And begin building again, not to prove your worth, but to express it. The Father's message for you is simple. You were never forgotten. You were being prepared. The hands that once guided you still shape your path through subtle signs, the timing of a call, a song, a dream that returns when you most need it. Trust that. You're walking on coordinates set by love long before you understood its language. Now it's your turn to continue that legacy. To build something that lasts, not for applause, but for truth. To leave the world stronger, quieter, wiser because you walked through it. Capricorn, this is your season to lead, to teach, to stabilize the chaos around you without losing the tenderness within you. That's your true mastery, power wrapped in grace. If this message resonated with you, take a moment before you go. Comment these words below. I'll keep my promise. And in that promise, include one thing you'll stay consistent with, one habit, one boundary, one legacy seed you'll plant starting tonight. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Zodiac Secrets Revealed. Because this is only the beginning of a larger journey through Saturn's wisdom, a journey where you don't chase destiny, you collaborate with it. Remember this truth. The universe never punishes a Capricorn. It prepares one. And preparation is the purest form of protection. Your father is still watching. Your time has finally arrived.